Adam, I've located the bike.
I see. She must have left it behind when she ran away. And it looks to me like the drones have already picked it clean. Nothing to be done there. These kinds of trunks are usually only used by scavengers.
I think this one belongs to Kaya.
Good to hear. Okay, let's go ahead and get it back. following the path, and you'll see Altus Labor.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm streaming just to let you know, so everything you say goes on the internet. Gonna get me in trouble. You slacker. How's it going, man? I loaded it up, oh man, a few months ago, but I can't remember what level my dude is or anything, or even really what I have him set up as. I know I got like every magic. We platinumed it. The only thing I don't have is that one sword that's in the City of Ash that you got. You actually let me borrow it, remember? It was on that statue that you had to climb up, and I never did. So, no. I don't need it. I got the trophy. I'm just saying that's the only weapon I lack, and I'd have to restart the game and get up to, you know, where I can't remember what it's called, the main city. So other than that, I got like all the magic and all the weapons and everything. The only thing I'm lacking is that one. And I remember it wasn't even all that great of a weapon. It was just kind of like, you know, I pretty much got the good ones. But I haven't loaded that up in a long time. I did with that yeah, and it like sucks all the health out of people. It's really kind of a great weapon. I heard it got nerfed though. It's not as effective as it was. But I also heard they made it easier to level up too. So we'll see if that's true. I guess they did a lot of balancing changes. Yeah, I'm just playing a Stellar Blade. I'm about a third way through the story to get to the end. So all I got to do is get the bad ending, and then I'll platinum it. But one thing that's cool that I wasn't expecting, it makes you almost want to go through and collect everything. So when you get a costume or an outfit, and then you play New Game Plus, they're all different variants of the same costume. So they're different colors, that sort of thing. The armor and gear that you get Mark II versions. So they're like better than the first playthrough. So I wasn't expecting that at all. I figured you'd just have the same gear but you actually can get better gear on New Game Plus. You can select your difficulty. I just have it on standard. You do unlock hard mode after you beat it, though. So you can go into hard mode once you beat it. It carries over all of your experience, all of your weapons, everything you collected. The only thing it doesn't carry over is story-related stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's basically what Dark Souls does. But I haven't really noticed any more difficulty on enemies so far. So it's hard to say. This game's really fun, man. I've been really enjoying it. It's not like... I don't know if I would call it a Souls-like. It's more closer to a Bayonetta... Devil May Cry type game. So it's kind of has a little bit of both. Well, the enemies respawn, so like when you save, the enemies respawn like Dark Souls. I believe so, yeah. Tenth. I don't know how long it is because I've never finished it, so I can't really say. But you got like 2 weeks. I'm sure it wouldn't take that long. If you play that an hour a day, that's like 14 hours. If you play it a couple hours a day, you know, it's like 28. So I don't think it's going to be that long. Hell, the original game was only like, what, 16 hours, I think, is what I finished it in the very first time. Yeah, that's a pretty long game. Oh, wow. It transferred him over? Some games I find that it's fun to do the trophy. If I really am enjoying the game, I'll try platinuming it. But I'm not one that goes out of my way for trophies. But if I'm enjoying the game and it doesn't seem like it's all that difficult, I'll get the platinum. But if it's... Some of them are ridiculous. Like Final Fantasy IX, I know you said you haven't played that one yet. That one is insane. I gave up. I was like, there's no way I'm going to platinum this thing. That's one Final Fantasy I don't have. Oh, that one is. That one definitely is. You have to get Excalibur 2, man. You know how ridiculous that is? It's so ridiculous. I've never gotten it. In my entire life, I've never gotten that weapon. I don't even know how to begin. There are guides out there. You can follow them, but I'm telling you, man, it takes a long time getting that thing sorted out. You have to get all the way to Memoria, at the end of Memoria, in under 12 hours. That's the end of Disc 4 in under 12 hours. It's ridiculous. You know what's insane? There's a guide. Somebody figured out a way to do what they call a perfect run. So that means you get every item and Excalibur 2 all in one run. It's insane. So you got to practice. It literally gets down to the point where it gives you a time stamp, and so it's like by the time you get to, I don't know, let's say the very first forest, like after the thing crashes down into the forest, it'll say like time stamp 30 minutes or something. And so if you get to that point and you pull up your menu and you're like at 40 minutes, you got to restart it. You spent too much time. You can't be over the time limit. You can be under, but not over. And I'm just going, that's stupid insane. So there are people who have done it. I'm not one. Not even close. I've never gotten the Excalibur 2. So there is a way of doing it where you don't have any backtracking and all that, but I'm not a speedrunner, and I'm not that great at remembering all that stuff. They have it down even to what weapons, what build, like which items you're supposed to buy. Like all of that. It's insane. And once you get Excalibur 2, then you can finish off the rest of the game, do the Chocobo Hot and Cold, go to Ozma and all of that. But getting up to Excalibur 2, there's certain things that if you miss, you can't go back and get. So that's why they consider it a perfect run, because you get everything. Yep, you have to, because once... Yeah. And if you miss him, that's it. You can't go back and get him ever again. So I think it's after... It's either Disc 2 or Disc 3. That's your last chance that you have to fight that guy. Also, the enemies in the weapon shop in Trino... You get 3 different monsters down there, and after a certain point, you get locked out, and you can't do it anymore. So, yeah, it's pretty insane. I've never been that hardcore of a Final Fantasy IX fan to even attempt it. I think you can buy the physical copy, can you not? No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think that's against YouTube's terms of service.
Isn't working either. Hold on. This is bad. There's an unusual electromagnetic security field disrupting
You just look at somebody wrong anymore, and people get offended.
Equipping the drone is still possible. Same goes for shooting at range. I guess we should thank Lily for that.
I don't know, dude. People are weird anymore. I feel like I've like transported onto another planet or plane of existence. I swear to God, I don't even feel like I belong on this planet anymore. People are so different. I just, like, he'll say something. They're just like, oh my God, can you believe what that guy said? You know that's what they're thinking. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a foreigner. That's the best way to explain it. I don't even feel like it's my country anymore. I don't, but it's just weird. It's just weird, man. Like, how the hell that happened? Yeah, I just looked it up. Looks like the Switch is the one that's getting the physical copy of 9. So that's not. It's not going to be on.
I feel the same.
Yep. The Anthology Edition?
Step back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Pixel remaster then you're talking about. Yeah. Because I was like, dude, the Anthology, that just has 5 and 6 on it. I was like, that shouldn't be that much. I get what you're saying now. Well, they've made so many different ones. It's kind of hard keeping them all straight. I can't even tell you all the different versions of the different Final Fantasies they have. Hell, just Final Fantasy 12 alone's got like 3 or 4 versions.
That's one way to repeat.
They got Zodiac, they got International, they got the regular vanilla. And each one has differences. Oh, you want brushed, huh? Silly cat. So I'm getting the, well, actually, I'm not going to say because it'll be a spoiler. I'm about halfway through the game. I'm trying to get through the story as quickly as possible. There's like certain things you got to do. And the first time I played it, I was really thorough and did all the side quests and everything. So I got the best ending, but if you have the best ending, it's impossible for you to get the worst. So no matter what, you got to play through it at least twice. If you use the, if you cheese it and you use the backup save, like I did. Yeah. Which actually isn't bad, because then I found out that you get different variants of the costumes and all of the gear. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, you can do it in New Game Plus, and it kind of, it's kind of nice going through it at least twice, because then you can get all of the costumes and everything. It's just been really enjoyable. It's a fun game. Oh, yeah. See how many times you died by certain things? That would be great, especially for Dark Souls. You can like look it up and you'd be like, oh man, I died like 75 times to this one boss. Are you kidding me? That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Screw you. Actually, I died quite a lot to her. I can't believe it. I'm like trying to like chalk her up, being this really hard boss. I'm like, dude, there's no way you're gonna beat her first run. I've never seen anybody beat her first run. Like, you're at least gonna die once. And you're like, I beat her. It's like, what? No. How? You liar. And you're like, no, I seriously beat her. I'm like, dude, you suck. It's like, it's just... Okay, Cat. Goodness. It was just funny, man, because she was really giving me a hard time. But your setup was, like, perfect for her. I don't even know how you had that set up. It really was. It was crazy. But my character was set up in the complete opposite way. To be fair, it was always one cheap move that she would do that would always get me. Yeah, when she like turned into a flower. It's kind of a bullshit move, it really is. And it never failed. No matter how I would try to dodge it, I would always get hit. And it would always instantly heal her all the way back up. And we beat her a few days before they accidentally broke her and made her almost impossible to kill. I was laughing about that. Apparently they made Rudon really easy. They changed him. Well, no, not at the same time. They fixed something else that ended up breaking her that first patch. But after, apparently, from what I was reading, they've made Radon a lot easier. So he's not nearly as hard. Yeah, so I guess he's a lot easier. I guess they also nerfed Melania to where she's not as hard as well. And then they changed... Right, but I guess they were just getting way too many complaints, so they decided to make it a little easier. That's what I was reading. And the guy that brought up the point said that if you want the difficult mode, just don't update the game. You can still play it. I was like, okay, I guess. I don't really care. But it's just... Yeah, well, I actually felt like the experience needed rebalancing because it was so ridiculous. Like, you could kill for hours and not even get a level. It was pretty ridiculous how little experience was dropping. So I kind of felt like the experience rebalancing was a good thing. Because I was noticing that when I was going through it, I was having to farm a lot in order to get any kind of levels. And I just felt like with as many things as I killed, I shouldn't have had to. But I haven't really tested any of it, so I don't know how much they changed. It could be a slight change. It could be a dramatic change. I really don't know. What are you playing? Oh, oh, I fought those guys. Uh, Did you ever fight the dragon that's up there? I can't remember. I think there's two of them actually. Yeah, it's been a long time. I just remember there was a dragon up there. I can't remember if it was frost or fire or what. That's possible. I showed you how to get the. Let's see, what was that? The mother jellyfish. I remember showing you that. I can't remember what all we did. Oh, I think I remember her. Wasn't she part of one of the quests? Yeah, I thought you had to go to her to platinum it. Okay. So it's a different. It's easier doing it on the phone. No, that's all good. Yeah, she's part of a quest. I honestly thought you had to finish that quest in order to platinum it. Honestly. Yeah, I believe she's tied to the city that's in the lava. Oh, goodness. You know that volcano that's all under lava and everything? Yeah, she's getting angry because I was... Yeah. Trying to move her. She wants brushed. She gets quite vocal at me when I try moving her around. She's funny. Oh my god, how am I supposed to get through there? This is like ridiculously fast. It was never this fast earlier. That's weird. I'm running. Yeah, I made it. Okay. I still think it would be really cool to have a Metroid style game like a Dark Souls, but you know, use your arm cannon instead of a sword. I don't know, I've always been a big fan of Metroid. Yeah, I just read that I guess Nintendo hired Sweet Baby Inc. Yep. I was like, well, goodbye, Nintendo. I guess Princess Peach is going to be a lesbian now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that for sure, but wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Is it Luna? Wasn't that her name? From Super Mario Galaxy, right? I think it's Luna.
It's over. Let's head to the gate.
I don't know. I guess the Bad Boys did pretty good over the weekend. I didn't either until I was looking at it today. But it did almost $60 million in 3 days. It did better than Furiosa did in 14. Well, okay, to be fair, Furiosa did 58 million and Bad Boys did 56. So technically speaking, Furiosa did 2 million more. But it's just funny to me that Bad Boys did it in 3 days, and it took 14 to get there with the other movie. Well, they just went full, girl boss with that Furiosa, apparently. Oh, that's right. You went and saw it, didn't you? Well, usually what they mean by girl boss is that she has no faults. Like, she can do everything perfectly. Like, if they hand her a gun, she knows how to use it. Like, master. Like, she's been handling them her whole life. So that's what they're talking about. It's like they can't make a mistake. She may not have been. Well, there's also like nowhere for them to go. So you don't really get a character arc. It's just they start out a badass and they're the best at everything no matter what they do. Like if they drive, they beat everybody at driving. If they swim, they're beat everybody at swimming. That sort of stuff. So they have no flaws. So I don't know if that is her character. Or that's just what people assumed because that's kind of how they're trying to sell it.
Great. Let's move to the next area.
Yeah. That also doesn't help any. I've never really been a... It's like those old Jackie Chan movies. I've been watching them. They don't really have much of a story. It's not like you watch a Jackie Chan film to have the in-depth story. No. I'm talking like it's Chinese Hong Kong. Like a Police Story and... Oh, yeah, that movie's great. I love Jackie Chan movies. I have most of them, even his crappy ones. Drunken Master. That one I don't have actually, and it's stupid expensive. I've been looking at it, but they want like $70 for it on Amazon. I'm like, no, I'm not paying that for a movie. tried to run you off a cliff. Yeah, the horse can be a little wonky in that game. Yeah, Who Am I, man? I haven't seen that movie in a long time. That movie's great. Project A, did you ever see that one? Oh, Project A is so good, man. So good. Super Cop? Super Cop is. Absolutely is. Yeah, Time Cop, that's a Van Damme movie. Van Damme's another one that his movies don't really make a lot of sense. They have cool action scenes in them, though. But, the only film I like with Steven Seagal would be the one where they're on the ship, Under Siege. No, that actually happened. That yeah, he's been made fun of for years for that. That's the truth. I think he's 68 or something like that. I looked it up. He's almost 70 if I recall. But yeah, he's very egotistical, and he, honest to God, thinks he is the best martial artist in the world. And it's just not true. It's just not true. Oh, is he 72? No. Did you see that article I put in the satire? About how he accidentally drove a tank through a dude's house and killed their dog? I was like, wait, is this real? I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it happened. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't think so. I just put an article. Well, they were supposed to be breaking up illegal cockfighting. And so the dudes had some chickens. He had some chickens. So they just assumed that they were used for illegal cockfighting. So instead of, like, you know, doing what a normal cop does and knock on the door and say, hello, we need to ask you some questions, he just rams a damn tank through their house and, like, kills their dog and a bunch of their chickens and everything. It's like, whoops, sorry guys, my bad. It's like, what the hell are you doing, man? He killed my dog, and I guess the kid was like on the couch when it happened, literally watched him squish his dog. Yeah. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Plus, like, where the hell were the police? Like, just let them do it? Like, what the hell were they thinking? Like, just let them ram through a house? Like, why? Why would you think that was a good idea? All of those guys. Well, it's not just him. Like, he did it, but you would think one dude out of all of them would be like, you know, this really isn't a good idea. Maybe we should rethink this. I'm about out of boss here. I'm in a little dungeon. But when I read that, I was like, dude, that's going in the satire thing, because it literally reads like something you'd hear in The Onion. I could not believe that. Yeah. Uh, and I really used to like him. I used to think that he was this big martial arts dude. Well, and then I found out the martial arts that he mastered in, it's like basically preschool martial arts. It's such a niche martial art. It's practically worthless in any other kind of application. Aikido. It's only effective against people that wield swords. How many people in a modern day age wield swords? I mean, I'm sure there's some out there, but you're going to have to really go looking for some. You see, all you got to do is just go in for the attack, and then whenever you don't attack, dodge their attacks. Best advice ever. Did I? Oh, that's right. This stupid thing.
Test subjects are alive.
Well, that was easy. It's probably an early boss. You just go up there and breathe on him and he dies. It's like, oh, dang it. I don't know. I wouldn't put your hopes up that good. I saw a bunch of videos of people who were like talking about the different builds and stuff that you should have before the DLC. I don't know if they've played the DLC or not, but I don't know if it's going to be easy. I always thought that the actual game itself was one of the harder Soulsborns. Well, that was just me. I think too many noobs, it started getting really popular, and so you had all these people that have never played one before playing one, and they were on Twitter complaining. So the devs were like, okay, we're going to make it a little easier, but not a lot easier, just a little. I honestly think that's what happened. Because that game was stupid popular. Just about everybody I know has Elden Ring. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's still one of the top games on Twitch. Already? Wow. Talk about a way to... And Rocksteady, man, they made Asylum. Batman Asylum. That game was fantastic. How could they go from that to whatever the hell that thing's supposed to be? Oh, you've never played it? Oh, well, not all of them are good, but the first one, the Batman Asylum or whatever, can't remember exactly what it's called. Dark Asylum, or hell, I don't remember. But that's the first one. No, it's Asylum. It's got Asylum in it. They have Arkham City. I think it is Arkham Asylum is actually what it's called. But that game's so good. I'm honestly surprised you haven't played it. Well, it's the reason why I was interested is because they have the original cast from the animated series. So they brought back the Luke Skywalker. What the hell's his name? Yeah, so Mark Hamill's in there for the Joker, and then the Batman is the original Batman from the animated as well. So that's why I was interested. That's why I ended up picking it up, and then it just turned out to be a really fantastic game. You get the cool gadgets and stuff. Yeah. And then they did them on Injustice. They did them Injustice in that Suicide Squad. Yeah. That was the most retarded thing I've ever seen. It's retarded. I don't like that type of game to begin with, and then they woke the hell out of everything. In fact, I think it was SBI that screwed that one up too. Nuh-uh. I saw one where I think it was Harley Quinn was going off on toxic masculinity, basically. And I was just like, this is so retarded, man. I'm so tired of buying a game or whatever and being lectured on how horrible you are just because you're a white dude. It just gets old. I just get tired of it. I don't even really like Harley Quinn that much. I've never really liked her. I always thought she was annoying. Yeah, I agree.
Great. Success.
Well, Harley Quinn was started in the animated series. But they've ruined her. I always thought she was annoying in the animated cartoon. But then they just turned her into basically an icon of feminism. They just ruined her. Now she's not about being a villain. Now she's just about, bringing down the white man or whatever. It's just stupid. It's just dumb, man. I just get so tired of it. Oh, a lot of those older ones were not good.
This lab. Do humans use this facility to study Natives?
Yes, they might have done it. After all, knowing the is the first step towards
8-bit.
But this place seems more like a manufacturing facility to me.
That, I think it was Genesis. Anyway, one of them, it was such an awful game that I remember it got crapped on hard. It was one of the worst games ever made. It was basically like an LJN version of Batman, and it was just awful. It was literally like unplayable. And then they made a Game Boy game of a Batman. And it was a fighting game, if I recall. And it was one of the worst games ever made. It got a 0.5 at the time from, I think it was EGM. Which one was it? Ooh, yeah, they had some stinkers.
All the lights are red.
And I think part of the problem is they designed a lot of those games for Super Nintendo. So you had 6 buttons. Trying to take a game that uses 6 buttons and putting it in there on something that only uses 2.
Power is out. There must be a power supply somewhere.
I think that's what part of the problem was. So yeah, there was a lot of early Game Boy games that were just pretty awful. They had the C team on it. Yeah. And that's what I mean by they're trying to take a 6-button game and make it for 2. Oh, I think I know where you are. Don't you have to have a certain torch to see it? Yeah, you should have a torch. If you're in the area I think you are in, yeah, you gotta have a torch. Yep. I think that's where you're at. I just remember that area.
The elevator should work.
It's the blue flame torch. You should have it. You have to have it, because you can't beat the game without it. Oh, I know for a fact you can't. You can't get past the area without it.
There should be a weakness.
I can't remember if it's a weapon or an item. It's been too long. I know you have to hold it in your hand. I just don't know if it's classified as a weapon or not. It's a torch. So you should have like a yellow flame torch and a blue flame torch. The blue flame one sees invisible stuff. I don't know if that will... Yeah, I think that's the one. It's blue flame, right? No, that's not the one then. I don't think that's the right one. It should say something about reveals the true path or something like that. I can't remember. Let me see if I can look it up. You hold it. It's called No, wait, hold on. Sentry's Torch is a regular one. Yeah, okay, it's the Sentry's Torch. That's what it's called. It's called the Sentry's Torch. You don't have to have a stat. You can just use it. Just put it in your offhand. Okay, it's only viable in the Sage's Cave, so never mind. I don't think that's the right one. What the hell is the name of that place? Yeah, that's the one. Alright. So there's an invisible bridge. Okay, that one you don't need the torch for. There's actually an invisible bridge. Yeah. Those things, man, I've died a bunch by those. Those things were tough. I remember the first time I saw them, I was like, oh, how cute. It's a little lobster. And it just like wrecked my face. I was like, oh my god.
There's a security code. It will definitely come in handy.
So the bridge. Yeah. But this one you got to use like arrows or something to actually shoot at it so you can see where it is. It's kind of on the side, on one of the sides. It looks like more on the left side or the western side. It's kind of what it looked like.
We can take a detour.
But there's
Try entering the cove.
there's so much craziness in that area. And you got the stupid undead bird that came out of nowhere.
It worked.
Nice. It's possible. Ooh. Oh my god, I remember this. Okay, come on.
Wind is making it hard to control the drone.
Ouch! Yeah, I've been there. I've done that dungeon. I don't recall there being much there. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Stupid fan of death. There.
Let's get out.
I'm almost done with this dungeon. But, yeah. I think this is the boss right here. I gotta go play with my cat here for a little bit. Every night I have to. Like every night, or else he gets all moody and pissed off. It's kind of hilarious. He throws a temper tantrum. Yeah, well, this cat's like, let's see, 3 years old. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, those guys are no joke. I just kind of wish that Elden Ring had a little better soundtrack. I missed the music of like Dark Souls and whatnot. The ambience is okay, but I don't know. It gets kind of old listening to the same wind echoes or whatever. I didn't do it fast enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're repeated a lot. It's like they'll use the exact same. It's like you have like lower boss music, you have like mid boss music, and then you have like the specialty bosses, which will have a custom soundtrack or whatever.
The supply camp is here as well.
It's still a good game. I just always felt like Dark Souls 3 was just better. Yeah, it's just like, especially when you're in that damn swamp, and it's just the same like blow hair blow dryer sound over and over and over for hours. I just got tired of it. Yeah, it's just it doesn't change. And like once you beat the boss or whatever, you go back there and it's just the exact same thing. So I don't know. It gets to you after a while, especially listening to it for like 20 or 30 hours. That's the problem I always had with it. And I just always felt like it should have had a more of a melodic music. Kind of like, Super Metroid. When you go down and the different areas, they all have different songs. It's not just like wind blowing, though. Mm-hmm. No, it didn't, but they basically did that with Elden Ring, though. Each area has its own soundtrack, but it's more like ambience. It's not really music. It's just you go to the swamp and you get that harrowing, like, whoa sound. That's just constant. So that's more of what I was referring to. And it's nice for a change, I guess, because, yeah, you're right. They didn't have that in Dark Souls. But for me, I think I would have rather had a much nicer, cooler sounding symphonic orchestration or something over just